Edgewood Middle School. This is an incredible crowd. We are so happy to see everyone here today. Welcome to Edgewood. And you're giving us a great first impression because when this many people show up, that means we got a great incoming class. So thank you so much for giving us some time this evening. This evening, you're going to get a chance to meet our school counselor, Mrs. Holler, the assistant principal athletic director, Mr. Culver. You'll also get to meet some of our elective teachers, giving you one last chance to take a look at the courses we offer. And they actually have brought some samples of the things you would do in class, so you can pick electives that look most interesting to you. We do have an interpreter here this evening. If anyone would like to have those services, we would like you to know we do have someone here who would be more than happy to make sure that everyone understands what we're talking about and has a good experience.
Hola, buenas tardes. Gracias por venir esta tarde. El día de hoy vamos a informarles sobre las clases y los subcursos que pueden seleccionar sus estudiantes cuando entren a la secundaria. Si necesitan un traductor, estaré en la mesa de atrás para traducirles. Y por favor, siéntanse libre de preguntar cualquier cosa o si tienen cualquier duda.
All right. And again, we thank her for being here this evening, and if you would like an assistant, she is here to help. And we just want to introduce our building to you, give you a little bit of a background of who we are and where we're going. At Edgewood Middle School, our mission is to maximize student learning. So our whole job here is to help kids learn. And we welcome you to an opportunity to join a school that is very hopeful of becoming STEM accredited. We have the Indiana State Department of Education coming in for a site visit next week. They will walk our building. Our application already passed. Now they just want to see, are you really doing what you tell us you're doing? And we know we are. So we look forward to being STEM accredited, and that should be happening in the next week or so. We also thought it might be helpful for you to know that Edgewood Middle School is actually one of the top 10% of all middle schools in the state of Indiana. That compares to all middle schools, all public middle schools. And so given that opportunity, I think it's really nice in Warsaw. We have this school and an opportunity for your kids to come and learn. I hope you will find it's an incredible experience. I know I love this school, been here a long time, and I have a great team of teachers, and we are really looking forward to the next school year. At this time, Mrs. Holler is going to talk to you a little bit about course selection and help you make sure you knew how to fill out the course selection sheet.
Hello, my name is Kirsten Holler. I'm the school counselor at Edgewood Middle School. Last week, myself, Mrs. Houselman, and Mr. Culver had the privilege of visiting all of our feeder elementary schools, and we were so impressed by the first impression that we got from your sixth graders, and we think that they're going to be a great addition to our school next year. At the front, you would have seen a course selection sheet. You also could have gotten this from your sixth grader when we visited their school. You will turn this in to their sixth grade teacher by March 10th, and their sixth grade teacher will get it to me. That way everyone stays organized according to the school, and it helps me out quite a bit. At the top, you'll see the first section of classes that we look at are a student's core content classes. And so for math and language arts, those are required classes. All seventh graders will take them. And we have certain classes that are available to students based on their ability for math. So we have a Math 7 course. We also have a Math Plus course for students who are identified as needing a little extra help. In that class, there are 2 licensed teachers, and it's a smaller class size. And there are also honors math courses. Some students who are in 7th grade take pre-algebra, some take Algebra 1, and we have even had 7th graders taking geometry. Those math and language arts courses are determined by a student's NWEA or iLearn score. And so just encourage your 6th grader this spring when they take those standardized tests to do the best they can, because we look at that data and determine their placement based on those scores. We have a lot of full year electives that students can take, band, choir, or orchestra, and students seem to be very excited about those. Those are year-long electives, 9-week classes. Electives are broken up into 9 weeks. We have 4 quarters of 9 weeks throughout the year. At the very bottom, those electives are our 9-week classes, and those are the ones that we need to be ranked for preference of what your student would like to take during their time at Edgewood. On the back of that course selection sheet is kind of like a visual. If you are a visual person and you want to lay out by quarter what your student wants to take, that sometimes can be really helpful. I will have course handbooks if you still have questions about your classes, even after talking to some of the elective teachers. Then you could go home and take a couple more days to make some of those last-minute decisions before turning in your course selection sheet to your 6th grade teacher. 2 more things. As the school counselor, I also coordinate 504 plans for students. So students who have a medical diagnosis and need extra support in ensuring access to their learning environment. That's something that I would help with. And 21st Century Scholar is a program, it's a national program, and 21st Century Scholar identifies families who meet financial criteria that can register and go to college for free. A state school in the state of Indiana, but it's an awesome resource, and we just try to get kids registered before June 30th of their 8th grade year. So once you're registered, you're good to go. We will keep talking about it, and I will make sure that if you qualify, you get registered. If you have any more questions about scheduling, you can come and find me afterward. I will stay right up in this area.
All right, and at this time you'll get a chance to hear from some of our elective teachers. Our band, choir, and strings teachers did want you to know no experience is necessary, and they are all helping out with the high school musical. So they're not here this evening, but I know they'll be in your buildings encouraging you to try out instruments and hopefully consider one of those programs. I'll turn it over to our agriculture teacher, Ms. Zimmerman.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Madeline Zimmerman, and I'm the agriculture teacher here at Edgewood Middle School. If you are going to be a 7th grader, can you raise your hand for me? But high in the air! Oh, look at all these hands. Welcome, everybody. I am about to talk to you. So, for those of you who are going to be a 7th grader, we offer a class called Exploring Agri-Science. And this is a class that talks about agriculture and how you get your food and how you make your food in a way outside of traditional farming with a tractor in a field. And so this class is broken down into 2 9-week sections, Agri-Science A and Agri-Science B. Agri-Science A, we focus on natural resources, conservation, food science, and careers. So if you take this class, we get to do some really fun hands-on experiments with fish related to natural resources. We get to make food, test food quality, invent a food that you think you should sell in your local grocery store. And then in Exploring Agri-Science B, we focus on landscape management, animal science, and horticulture science. So in this section, you get to do some hands-on activities with animals. We focus on how plants grow. You get to plant your own plants that you can take home. And then you also get to do fun project-based learning activities, such as designing a greenhouse and even a house that you want to live in one day. And if you decide that you absolutely love my class, we offer something called FFA. And FFA is something you can get involved with outside of school, even if you do sports and other activities. And the purpose of FFA is to invest into all of you students and help you get ready for your life outside of Edgewood Middle School. And so we do all these fun trips, and we get involved in our school at a personal level, and we do some community service, but we also get to do some really fun contests that help you get ready for your careers, and we just have a really, really, really fun time. So if you're interested in agriculture, if you would like any more information on that, I have a beautiful booth set up with some students who have been exactly where you are. They are as excited and as for today, and we would love to talk to you about it. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll go on to Mrs. Hahn. She is our family and consumer science teacher.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Lynette Hahn, and I teach family and consumer science here at Edgewood. And my courses are 9-week courses. I teach 3 everyday skills, successful living, and stitch and save. And if you are an incoming 7th grader, raise your hand if you like to eat. Everybody's hand, come on. Okay, so in all 3 of the classes that I teach, we have kitchen lab. So we will every week be in teams and we cook. And parents, yes, they do it all on their own. They use stovetops, they use ovens, they use air fryers, they use the microwave, they measure all their own food, they cut all their own food, and then they get to eat all their own food. And if you talk to any current middle schooler here at Edgewood or past, that's one of the favorite things they do is kitchen lab. They look for it every single day. Are we cooking today? Are we cooking today? Odd block days, Wednesdays and Thursdays, we cook. In everyday skills, we talk about child development, we talk about choose my plate and nutrition, and we actually do a study on for a middle schooler's age, they're 12, 13, or 14, and their body size and their weight. What is choose my plate say should be my nutrition? What should I be eating out of the 5 food categories every day? In the child development unit, we study infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. And if the weather permits, we have been taking walking field trips to the daycare at the high school, so we get hands-on learning experience with the kids that we learn about. In successful living, we talk about communication, we talk about peer pressure, we talk about I statements and how to communicate with others, and we do kitchen math, which is measurements and equivalents in measuring and cooking. And once again, we cook every week. And then in my stitch and save class, we is exactly what it says. We stitch and we save. So we learn how to hand stitch. We make a project. We're actually just finishing up our circuitry. It is a STEM project that something on their animal or monster or whatever they create will light up. And I brought samples so you can see what that project looks like. And yes, we cook and eat. And then we also talk about the saving. So we're talking about banking, saving money, the difference between debit cards, credit cards. It's very interactive. All 3 of my classes are interactive, project-based. We don't sit down very much. So I look forward to seeing all of you in one of my classes next year. Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to Mrs. Richcreek. She is our STEM coach. She was also the Indiana Project Gateway teacher a year ago.
Hello, good evening. My name is Abby Richcreek, and I'm looking around and I see some siblings I've had here at Edgewood, and that's exciting to me. So we teach a variety of Project Gateway courses here. They are 9 weeks long. So some of the ones that we teach are automation and robotics, design and modeling, medical electives, and the new one we're offering for next year is flight in space. So what I just encourage students to do is to explore. I think that all of these opportunities are great and you should take advantage of those. And maybe you might not think that you may like it, you may. And that's what's powerful, is that you actually try it and figure out if you like it or not. They're 9 weeks and they are all hands-on. And another great fact is that if you like that class here, you can continue on in high school. They have pathways that correspond with what we offer here. So again, if you like it, you can continue on in high school, and that's a great benefit to our students. So with automation and robotics, it's VEX robots that we program and we build. And again, it's hands-on, and we are building nearly every day. And design and modeling, we use Inventor, which is an AutoCAD program, and we actually 3D print out your products. And we also do the Puzzle Cube project where we collect data, you make your own puzzle cube based on your strengths, and we have a lot of fun collecting data by testing others on how long it takes for you to put together the puzzle cube. In medical electives, we do a lot of labs with toxins, antibiotics, and we also dissect a sheep brain and a cow eyeball. So it is hands-on, and you get to experience a lot of different medical detective work. With Light Space, that's our new class that we're offering next year. Again, 9 weeks, and it has to do about aerodynamics, testing flights, and also a little bit about Mars and how to take a trip there and what goes on in the Mars journey. So those are the 7th grade opportunities for you, 7th graders, to think about, or you mean the 7th graders to think about. In addition, we also offer STEM clubs, which include Robotics Club, Go Baby Go, where we modify the Jeeps for toddlers who move differently, and robotics, yeah. And we do some other programs with encouraging females and other students to go into manufacturing as well. So we're excited, and thank you, and again, always explore.
All right, we'll move on to art. We offer lots of art options. This is Miss Morris.
Hello, my name is Miss Morris. I'm the art teacher here at Edgewood. I teach about 4 classes that are 9 weeks long. The biggest question I have for the adults in the room, when I say art, how many of you think, oh, I can't even draw a stick figure? All right. Well, it's a common phrase. Thank you. Brave souls right there. Yes. All right, so, yeah, sure, you might think that, but it's my job to teach you if you have an interest, and it's your job to just try your hardest. In my classes, the biggest thing that I want you to learn is how to make a mistake into a masterpiece. All right, so if you accidentally make a line somewhere where it's not supposed to be, or you get a splotch of paint where it's not supposed to be, I teach you how to overcome that and create it into something else. So I have a couple classes, a little something for everyone. I have an art basics class, which that's a 9-week course, which just focuses on different ways of art making. Color pencils, we learn about color theory. We also learn how to use watercolor paint in different ways with the different techniques. My biggest technique that I teach in that class is how to use like common things like a Crayola white crayon as a wax resist for watercolor. I also teach a STEM-related activity that includes an exploding book, which if you're like, what in the world is an exploding book? I have a great booth back there that you can go back and see what that looks like. There are a bunch of different ways of art making. We do bubble painting, we do tempera pouring, and we also do watercolor techniques again. The next class I teach is 2D, and I also teach 3D art. So if you'd rather do like painting or drawing or go into more depth with things that belong on paper, then that class is for you. If you're interested in building things with your hands, like a clay pot, or using plaster gauze and wire to create sculptures, then 3D is for you. And then our last class that we have is Art in Motion. That is a big class that we're going to do with STEM activities, like pendulum art, where you like dump a little bit of paint in a cup and you swing it, and it creates like a swirl or something. Yeah, I know, it's very exciting. And then we also have, I'm thinking about doing like long exposure photography, like you see those people on the internet that do like light paintings with glow sticks and stuff. Yeah, that's art in motion essentially. And then if you really like my class, which you will, because I'm awesome, just gotta say, you can apply to join my advanced art class, which is specifically for 8th graders. And I have a lovely student of mine back there. Her name's Sarah. There she is. Thank you. She's amazing, and she is one of my advanced art students. So if you have any questions that you don't want to hear a teacher answer, then please ask my student, because she's great. So yeah, those are my classes. Thank you.
Well, you had a chance to meet some of our elective teachers. Now you get a chance to meet our assistant principal athletic director. This is Mr. Culver.
Welcome. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight. What a fantastic crowd. I want to take a minute just to talk quickly about our expectations here at Edgewood. And your 6th graders have all heard this when we made our visits. And as Mrs. Holler said, it was fantastic to get to see some of those faces. Everybody was so well behaved and so welcoming. We are excited to have them in our building. To keep it simple, we really have two things that we are focused on, and that is keeping your child safe and educating them. And in order to do that, we do have things that we need your help with as parents. And so I want to just talk briefly about a few of those things that might be a little different from elementary school. Number one, our time is a little earlier for our school day, if you aren't already aware of that. We start at 7:50, okay? And I know that your kids right now are starting around 9 o'clock. So they're going to need to start transitioning over the summer into that earlier wake-up time, especially if they're not morning people. So keep that in mind, because we do focus heavily on our attendance. We know that the only way for our kids to learn is for them to be in the school, or the best way. Shouldn't say the only way. The best way for them to learn is for them to be in the building, in the classroom, getting that attention one-on-one from the teacher, working with their peers collaboratively, is the best way for them to be successful. So we need them here and in the building. We need them here on time. We do have a parent drop-off line that does get backed up, just like you've probably experienced at your elementary schools. Our doors open at 7:30 a.m. Class starts at 7:50. So there is 20 minutes there that you have to get your kids here. I would highly encourage you to focus on that 7:30 time to get them here. That way you can ensure that they're getting into the building and into their classes on time. The other piece is IDs. We have school-issued IDs. Looks like this. They will be given that the first day. It will be on a lanyard, and they will be expected to wear that every single day. That is so that we know who is in our building. We know that they're supposed to be here, and they will also use that in the lunch line in order to purchase their lunches. So we need to make sure that they have that, as well as with their iPads. IDs and iPads are the two things that we are keeping track of right now, just to make sure that students are prepared for school. The iPad is their textbook. If they don't have that, it's very difficult for them to learn when they're in the classroom and all their classmates are working on the projects on the iPad and they don't have one because they forgot it or because they didn't charge it at home. So we try to encourage them by helping them each morning. We walk around, we talk to those students that may not have theirs with them, that may have forgotten it or forgotten to charge it, to try to maintain the ability to educate them the best that we can. So if you can help us with those two pieces, that would be fantastic. Cell phones. We do allow the students to have the cell phones with them here in the building, but our expectation is that cell phones are off and put away. There is not any time throughout the day where a parent cannot call to the office if they need to get a hold of their child, or if a child needs to get a hold of a parent, they can come to the office and they can communicate with you that way. The reason we want this is because we want to eliminate the distractions that are in the classroom. Okay, our world is so device heavy right now. It is very easy if their phones are vibrating or they're dinging or going off for them to want to pull that out and look at it during the day, and it really does disrupt the entire class when those things are happening. So again, we completely understand if they need to bring the phone because they have practice after school or whatnot, but we ask that that stays off and put away. And we need your help as parents to support that as well. Dress code. Really, with this one, all we ask is that we dress modestly. We don't want to see undergarments while we're here at school. So what I told all the kids when we went around each school, I said, if you have to question yourself when you get up in the morning as to whether or not your outfit is appropriate, it's probably best to change. So help us out with that. What we ask, especially with shorts, skirts, dresses, that if your child's arms are hanging down to their side, that the bottom of that dress goes down below the fingertips. With the shirts, the straps, making sure they've got their school ID. We say it's a good rule of thumb. Put the ID up there, and the strap should be the width of that. Again, this is all just to minimize distractions in the classroom. And then the last thing that I want to mention with this is earbuds. We have made a shift from our Bluetooth earbuds back to wired earbuds. So what we're asking your kids can bring their earbuds, but we're asking that they're wired, the ones that they have here at school. And the reason that we're doing that is we found that kids with the Bluetooth earbuds, not all of them, but they were connecting to their devices during class, and they were off task, they were listening to other things, not necessarily productive to the learning day. So with the wired earbuds, we know that they're hooked into their iPad, which is what they're supposed to be using during class. So that's another piece, if you could help us out with that. At the beginning of the school year, we will send stuff out via email, so if you don't have your accurate email address in PowerSchool, please make sure that is accurate. We do a lot of communicating through email. You will get things about our procedures and our protocols, and then you'll get all that vital information that you and your students need as we enter that 2023 school year. So I'm going to turn it back over to Mrs. Houseman for academic expectations.
All right. Basically, we just want your kids to come to school and we want them to learn. So our expectations are that they always do their best. The one thing we do maybe a little differently is we do teach toward mastery, and if they don't do well the first time on a test or a quiz or an essay that's worth a lot of points, we do let them do corrections. We let them redo assignments, we let them have additional learning, and we make sure they learn the material and they can retake some of the tests. We also have after-school assistance provided on Thursday afternoons for students who need that extra help because they're not able to get their homework done and you're looking at it knowing not sure how you can help them either. That's available. We also would ask you to monitor PowerSchool. They have 7 teachers. We will give you a homework schedule so you'll know what to expect on what nights. We don't want kids to have 7 subjects of homework every night. So you'll get certain nights of the week will be an English assignment. You ask your child, do you have English homework? Tonight's a math night. Do you have math homework? We'll get that scheduled to you. I will send you a weekly newsletter, and it will have all kinds of events happening at school. It will summarize things kids have been doing throughout the week. It will give you an opportunity to see what's coming up ahead of time. If we're having a school dance, we'll tell you how much are tickets, how much are concessions. If we have a food truck coming in, we will tell you what's for sale and what those items cost if we're having a special party. So it's a huge tool for communication. Please make sure your PowerSchool information is up to date, and you can count on me to be writing to you once a week and giving you all kinds of information. I will actually bold certain words, so if you don't want to read the whole thing, you'll think, ooh, do I want to know that topic? Yes or no? Skim on down. But it's a lot of good information. We hope that your children will have a great experience with learning. We are really expecting to continue to get better and to have higher and higher results for our students so they'll be very well prepared for high school and any career they may choose in the future. So yes, number 1 thing we're here for is education. Number 2 is we don't want to faint because it's so hot in here. So I'm working on it. We'll go as fast as we can because I know this is just an incredible crowd and I don't want anyone to overheat. So I'll turn it back over to Mr. Culver for clubs and sports, and then you'll get a chance to hear more about our parent organization.
All right, we're getting there. So, clubs and sports, your child will have several opportunities to get themselves involved. We've got a list of clubs and sports that is over on the table. Make sure that you grab one. I apologize, I did notice that the date at the top of that is the incorrect year, but the clubs and sports, they fluctuate from year to year depending on how much interest we have from the students. So, in particular with the clubs. Real quick, in terms of sports that we offer, in our fall season, we have football, we have volleyball, we have cross country, and we have cheer. Football, cross country, those are not cut sports. Anybody that wants to participate in those, they can. The one thing that I will tell you with all of our sports, a physical is required, and it was required at elementary too, so that's no different. April of 2023, so we're approaching that. April 1st will be that cutoff date. If you get your physical after April 1st of 2023, your child will be good all the way through next school year. The one thing I will tell you, because we do have some miscommunication on this piece, if you go to the high school, and I would highly encourage that you go to the high school for our physical night. They held 2 of them last summer. They will be posting that on the website, and they'll get that out through social media, those dates. They only charge, at least last year, they only charged $25 for the physical. You need to bring that physical back with you. If they tell you that they are keeping it, please do not hand it over to them. All right? They shouldn't tell you that, but you need to bring that physical with you and turn it into our office. Only the high school kids will keep their physicals over there. Okay, so if you remember one thing from that piece, bring that physical with you, because we will not allow your child to participate in sports until we have the physical in our hand and we see that it's been signed by the doctor. Okay, so that piece is really important if they want to participate. The other piece would be register my athlete, which is now changed names. It's called Activate, but it says underneath it, formerly Register My Athlete. You can find that on our website. You can find all of our sports on our school website. If you go to our athletics page, you will see a big square block that says Register My Athlete. If you click on that this summer, you can go in and you can put all the sports that your child is interested in being in. You can upload your physical right there. The code of conduct and waiver forms, they're all right there. You can register and they will be set for the year. It's as simple as even taking out your phone and taking a picture of your physical and uploading it that way. It makes it really convenient, and that is the method we are going to go to. So those things to keep in mind. But like I was saying, we do have cut sports, and we do have sports that don't make cuts, and that all can participate. The one thing that I would like to remind everybody of, we have 4 elementaries, and then if you include some of the private sectors, we have more of students coming into Edgewood. Okay, that means for basketball, you could potentially have 5 or up to 20 starters all trying out for the same team. It is very competitive. It is a great opportunity, but it is very competitive. I would encourage your kids to just come in with an open mind. Get involved somewhere. If something doesn't work out for them, look to the next thing, because we have so many things that we offer. Okay? In the winter, we have boys and girls basketball, which are both cut sports, and we have wrestling. Anybody can do wrestling. All right, anybody. We've also got cheer in the winter. And then in the spring, we have track and we have soccer, again, both for boys and girls. Those are our sports, our clubs. I'm not going to name them all, but we've got things like chess club, Minecraft, there's robotics, baking has been a popular one this year. A lot of opportunities. If the kids want to create a club, they can create a club. They just need to have, we say 15 students. If we've got 15 that are interested and they have a teacher that wants to sponsor them, they can create a club. But what we see is that kids are involved, all right, have a tendency to have better grades, and they have a tendency to stay out of trouble, all right? And we want them to be successful here. We want them to have a great time. We want them to stay out of trouble, meet new friends, and just enjoy their time while they're here at Edgewood. So I would highly encourage all your kids to get involved in either a club or a sport. And it looks like up next we have our PPE, Miss Becky Rack.
Good evening and welcome. I cannot believe how many people are here. This is amazing. Welcome to the 6th grade parent meeting. I hope you're gaining lots of information this evening. Again, my name is Becky Rack, and I am the PPE president for this school year. First question you might be wondering, I know I was 2 years ago sitting in your seat. What is PPE? What does it stand for? It is the Edgewood Parents as Partners in Education. So it's equivalent to the PTO that you were seeing at the elementary buildings. We are an organization who teams up and works with the staff to continuously assist in making Edgewood a great and supportive school for our children. In working together, we give the students the best opportunities to succeed. Each year, PPE supports our Edgewood students through time and money. We provide money for teacher allotments, grants, teacher appreciation items, student recognition, provide concessions for quarterly parties, and 2 Edgewood student scholarships are awarded at the end of the school year to Edgewood alumni. That is just a small touch of what we do with PPE. We also organize food incentives for our teachers and staff throughout the year and coordinate volunteers for special events. This year, our PPE has hosted some new events for our students, such as a winter dance and Valentine carnation sale for our students, and we hope to make these events an annual thing. In order to provide our students and staff with the support I have mentioned, We need volunteers and financial support through fundraising and donations. I know what you're thinking. I'm not prepared to commit my life away, or I already have little time to offer assistance. Don't worry. If you want to help but cannot commit to an official committee or hold a position on the leadership team of PPE, you can use your help in any way, as little or as big as you can offer it. We need you. Anytime, volunteering, or assistance you can offer the PPE benefits your child and the school. We cannot make all of the above happen without your help. We would love for you to join our monthly meetings. We would like to invite you to attend any or all of our remaining meetings for this school year. You picked up an orange sheet that has the dates on them, but the next couple of meetings are Thursday next week, the 16th at 2 p.m., and we meet here at Edgewood. There's also one in April and one in May. All are welcome to attend. If you can't attend our meetings because it is during the workday for many of you, you can sign up at the table at the front and get on our mailing list, our email list, and we will send you newsletters and keep you up to date with what's happening at Edgewood. During our meetings, we discuss and plan for upcoming months. We are also updated with our lovely principal. She lets us know what's happening here at Edgewood. It's a great way to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening here at Edgewood. It's a great way to stay informed and be involved in your students' lives. Please like us on Facebook, follow us, and you also will get information through that. Please stop at the table if you have any questions or if I can be of any help in any way. Thank you.
We are very fortunate to have our parents actively engaged. It's just 2 years, but we still need the parents, so please help any way you can. At this time, we're going to open it up to questions that you might have. Just so you know, this meeting has been filmed. It will be available on our Edgewood Live channel, so you can go back and watch us again. Not that you want to, but you could. Or if you have a friend who was not able to be here today and said, oh, I missed the meeting, they can go on and see what they missed today as well. So, an opportunity for questions and answers. I've been observing a lot of classes lately. That's just what the students do. The teachers ask questions, they're being observed, and no one raises their hand and acts like they know. Been watching a lot of or if you feel better, you can always come up and ask individual questions if that is something you're more comfortable with. And so, am I missing a hand? You're a big crowd, so I don't want to miss anyone. All right, you have an opportunity. We have FFA and agriculture represented over there. Parents organization has a table right here at the front. We have art over here. We have family consumer science, and we have Project Lead the Way over by the conference room. Come check it out. Meet those teachers. You can come up here to meet and ask questions of Mrs. Pollard, Mr. Culver, me, and we'll be here.